All right, guys, back for another video. Today, we're going to talk about diet, what a good diet is, a diet that's worked for me, and just good foods that I've been able to eat. And I've seen a lot of results over the past few years when I really started focusing on what I actually eat. So let's get into the backstory a little bit. So when I was growing up, I just kind of ate whatever, was made or kind of whatever the family would do and stuff. So I really never focused on diet this, diet that, stuff like that. I was really just like oblivious to the whole thing. Like I didn't know you're supposed to eat a certain amount of protein. You should be eating. Obviously, you're supposed to eat healthy. Like I think every doctor and like your parents will tell you that and stuff. But, I would eat a lot of snacks and chips and drink soda and just eat out, fast food a lot and stuff like that, right? So unfortunately, I think this just built like the bad habits of just doing that when I started to get older too. So like when I was in high school and then like early on when I was in college, I would just kind of eat whatever. And I really never thought that diet had much of an impact like on me as an athlete, which looking back is stupid. But yeah, that's just kind of how I was, right? Just oblivious to the whole like what to eat, protein, eating like healthy, natural foods, all that stuff, right? So, and it caught up with me. I was an athlete, soccer player. I was lifting weights like in high school and in college, but again, I've talked about it before, like I didn't have the physique to show for the work I was putting in, right? Because I was in the mindset, and this is what I thought, because I just don't think it was ever like stressed enough to me that if you work hard enough, like you're going to get in like really good shape. But diet and what you eat was not talked about that much. It was not like emphasized, where in reality, diet is like 80% of getting a good physique. It's important. It matters so much. Sorry. And so, yeah, I just kind of ate whatever. I never read nutrition labels. I never tracked my food, tracked calories. None of that, I just kind of, if it was like, all right, we're going to go get Chick-fil-A. If we're going to go out to dinner, go out, have pizza, drink soda, whatever, right? And so when I was 19, I was kind of sick of not looking how I wanted to. Like I never had abs. I always wanted to have abs, I just wanted to have a better physique, right? So I started like going deep into like fitness, watching like tons and tons of YouTube videos. Like I remember December of 2019, like early January was when I like fully on decided. I was like, all right, like you need to get a six pack, like you need to look better, right? So I started going on YouTube, just like looking at like fitness YouTubers and just seeing like what they do, like learning, right? So I learned that diet it's huge, right? It's so important to having a good physique. So I was watching videos, learning about like what foods should eat, and another thing is like foods that claim that are healthy that actually are bad for you, or drinks, right? So like Gatorade is a great example. It's promoted as like a sports recovery not energy, but just drink, right? With electrolytes, but a regular Gatorade has tons of sugar in it. Almost as much sugar as like a Coke does. So if you're drinking Gatorade, like you're thinking that it's healthy, but in reality it's actually not, because it has all this sugar and all this other shit in it that's just like not good for you, right? So I think there's lots of foods like that claim to be like a good diet supplement or be healthy when in reality they're actually not. And so I started to learn this like with different foods. Like Gatorade's a great example. Just other foods like granola bars, that have no protein, just have sugar in it, that are like promoted as like healthy or whatever, but no, they're shit, right? And so I started learning, and I was like, okay, when COVID started, when I like moved back home, because like our school we were like remote, I started learning how to cook, and I decided, I was like, all right, let's start tracking my calories and let's use what I've learned, like different meals that I've like found, try stuff out, see what I like, see what I don't like, and let's see what's gonna happen. So I started doing that. I was cooking every day. I stopped pretty much eating out, like maybe once a week I have like a cheat meal, go get like Chick-fil-A or whatever, something that I like. But for the most part, it was either like I'm cooking or I'm eating Chipotle. And Chipotle Again, it's not as good as cooking at home, but I think you can make a bowl that's pretty healthy, has a lot of protein and stuff, so it's not like the worst thing in the world at all. So this happened for a few months, and then I really started to see results, like 100%. You know, I cut out snacking. I just ate stuff that was like healthy for you, right? So good protein, just mainly just natural foods. And I think that's like the main key is to getting leaner and getting a good physique. Like just eating whole, not processed like foods are really good. So I'll dive deeper into what my diet actually looked like then, how it's changed a little bit. So I started and I decided, okay, this is what I'm going to have. So breakfast, we'll call it breakfast. I normally would eat that at like 11 or noon. And another thing that I did was intermittent fasting, which is basically, if you guys don't know what that is, it's where you fast for like 12 to 16 hours and you only have like an 8-hour window of eating. And I think that's really helped a lot because it just, your glucose doesn't spike as much, your insulin doesn't spike as much, so you get a nice period where you don't eat, your insulin levels are low, and then you have like 8 hours to eat, right? So I would try to do it from 12 to 8 p.m. I try to eat all my food in between then. So I'd eat, first meal would be 2 turkey sausages, 3 eggs, and 1 piece of peanut butter and banana toast. So that's like, maybe I'd work out in the morning, train in the morning, or go lift. I'd eat that. So that'd be like breakfast, lunch, brunch, whatever we want to call it. Probably have another workout in the middle of the day, come home, or I'd do other stuff. And in the afternoon, I'd have, I'll call it a snack. So I'd make a smoothie. And in my smoothies, it was like 2 cups of frozen fruit. So like berries, cherries, strawberries, kale, 2 cups of that. I do 1 serving of Greek yogurt. So plain Greek yogurt. We're not having any added sugar, none of that. Just a big ass tub of Greek yogurt. Get it at Kroger. And I do 1 serving, so that has probably like 18 to 20 grams of protein. I do 1 cup. I used to use oat milk. I would use almond milk if I could, but I'm allergic to like all tree nuts and stuff, so I can't use almond milk because it does have like less calories and stuff. Can't do that, so we got to adjust. So I used oat milk for a while, and then I just went to regular milk. I was like, okay, oat milk's got some sugar. Milk, it has more protein, whatever. And some people might say like, oh, it has a lot of fat, but I don't really care. I think it's fine, 100%. And then 1 cup of milk, and then 1 cup of water. Throw some ice in there, blend it up. Fantastic. So that would be like an afternoon snack, and that honestly, that's a filling smoothie. I'm telling you, like it probably has like 400 calories in it, but I mean, dude, like I have like a 32 ounce like big ass cup for a smoothie, which would be great. So I drink that. Yeah, maybe go lift in the evening, come home. So it's time to have dinner. So for dinner, I would just do chicken, rice, and broccoli. So get some chicken from Kroger. I'd use probably 12 ounces to a pound per meal for the dinner. And I don't know, I'm hungry at the end of the night, right? So I'm gonna eat a lot. So cut that up, throw it in the pan, season it, throw some teriyaki, some lemon pepper, make it really good. And then I do probably 3/4 to a cup of like brown or jasmine rice. Make that, and then I make some broccoli too. Put it all in a bowl. It's a lot, man. I had a big ass bowl, lots of food in there, so I eat that. That's a really filling meal. And then at the end of the night, or right after that, if I'm still a little hungry or whatever, I might have 1 more piece of toast that I had for lunch and then a protein shake. So that's pretty much what I would eat in a day. And honestly, it's really similar now. Sometimes I'll throw in a little snack in there, maybe like having some protein chips from Quest. They have like 18 grams of protein. It's like 140 calories. Like it's literally like just chips, but they're protein chips. Those are really good. I like having those. Yeah, sometimes I have protein shake. I'd buy one from like a gas station or buy one from Kroger. And then now sometimes what I do is instead of having a smoothie, I'll make another meal during the middle of the day where I'll do like half a pound of ground beef and like half a cup or 3/4 of a cup of rice and eat that. And that's just another, in case if I'm like a little extra hungry one day. It's not like every day. Some days that diet is fine. Some days I'm a little more hungry, so I'll eat that. Again, the pattern here you're seeing is this is all like natural food, no processed stuff, like no like little processed stuff except maybe like for the protein chips, but still lots of protein, not like has like 3 carbs in it or something. So lots of protein. So we really want to focus on high protein diet. So, I mean, everybody says this, but yeah, like 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. Honestly, you can do a little bit more. So I weigh like 155 pounds. So I try to get probably 170 grams of protein in a day, maybe 150, somewhere in between there. I used to track my calories like really, really rigidly, but I stopped doing that. And honestly, like nothing happened. I think the same thing happened because, again, we're focusing on eating natural, clean, healthy food instead of like processed garbage. And processed garbage has way more extra calories. You don't know how they cook it. So you go to Chick-fil-A and get like nuggets and fries and drink. I mean, that's probably like 1,000 calories, if not more, right there, right? And that's not even that much food. When I can make a huge chicken bowl, which is super satiating, and it doesn't have that many calories, and they're all like healthy. And when I eat that, I'm full for like the rest of the night and for hours. So we're good there. So main points we want to take away from a good diet are focusing on clean, healthy food, throw in the intermittent fasting. Another one I didn't talk about, drinks. I'm not talking about alcohol. I'm just talking about like drinking Coke or other stuff. Try to not drink any liquid calories except for protein shakes. They just add up so easily. Like if you got a 32-ounce thing of Coke, that has like 350 calories or something and like so much sugar in it, like 50, 70 grams or so. I don't even know. Tons of extra calories and sugar that you do not need at all. So we really don't want to drink any liquid calories. You just want to focus on water, maybe having like an electrolyte drink there. I think drinking pre-workout's fine, or getting like a Ghost or something from a gas station, like one of those Ghost like containers. Fine, whatever. Protein shake's good, but you're drinking soda, drinking regular Gatorade, just anything with a bunch of calories in it, that's a big no-no. That stuff adds up, and it doesn't make you full. One more thing I want to talk about. Another thing with this clean style of eating that we're going to do, that I've done, and that you guys are going to do too. When you eat a lot of clean, healthy food, like, it's really, really satiating. So that means it keeps you full than a lot longer than you would eat some garbage, right? So say if I would snack on like some chips or something, most like Doritos, good example. Those just have a bunch of carbs. So you eat the chips, you're not going to be full from it. Like you might have just had a big bag of chips, but you're really not going to be full from eating those chips. But if you have a bowl of chicken and rice, might have the same amount of calories. If you eat a certain amount of chips, you're going to be a lot fuller for a lot longer, just more satiated, because that food is just thicker, more satiating, keeps you fuller for longer, and it's just healthy too, right? So that's another thing. Like you might think that you have to eat, like you might be worried about going over calories with healthy food. Like I'm telling you, don't worry about it, because it's super, super hard. I mean, what I eat in a day probably rounds up to like 2, maybe 2,500 calories. But honestly, like I'm not really even that like more hungry during the day. Like if I am, okay, maybe we'll add some more chicken and rice, have a couple more eggs, whatever. But it's not like I need to go have another meal at Chick-fil-A that has 1,000 extra calories and then something that is not even really going to fill me up. So that's going to kind of wrap it up. Diet, really, you got to stress that 100%. If you're into fitness, if you want to improve your physique, you got to trust the diet. I'm telling you, I got so many lessons from it, and I just want to share with you guys because, again, when I was younger, I was so oblivious to like the whole diet culture and what you see and what people talk about with diet, like mainstream shit. The like food pyramid in the United States is so messed up. They said you should get like 50% of your calories or whatever meal from like bread and stuff. Horrible advice. Like we want a high protein diet. We don't want to eat carbs are fine. Like to a certain level, and healthy carbs, right? Because if you're working out, like you need energy. If you're playing soccer, like for me, a normal day, like we train soccer and I go to the gym, definitely need some carbs just for the energy, right? And then we want to focus on fats, but we want our carbs coming from good sources. We don't want it coming from like candy or just like other shit, right? We want it coming from like rice, like whole wheat bread a little bit, like not too much bread, but I have a piece here and there, maybe 2 in a day of like toast. But we don't want, and carbs coming from fruit, that's fine, but we don't want carbs coming from like processed stuff. That's the main thing. Cut out the processed shit, focus on healthy food, clean food, and I promise you're going to see crazy results. 100%. It happened for me when I really started to focus on it. And again, if you're not competing in a body, like one of my friends that went to my college, he's trying to become a professional bodybuilder. This guy like ruthlessly tracks his calories, but I mean, he's trying to get to a certain physique and certain body fat. But for me, you know, I'm not like trying to compete in the show, right? We're trying to look good, obviously, but I'm not trying to compete in the show. So I feel like I don't need to track my calories. I just need to focus on eating clean, healthy diet, and I'll look good. And I look decent right now. And the summer shred is coming. I talked about it yesterday. We're getting shredded for the summer. So again, focus on the diet, have a good lifting plan, and you guys are going to be all set, looking absolutely fantastic. That's all for today. We'll see you guys in the next video. I'm out.